with your group. So who's here? Is our leader present? Silmar. Bert Corona. Okay, they're back there someplace. San Fernando High School. Pacoima. Cesar Chavez Academy. How about Visa? How about Vaughn? Who am I missing? Monroe? Who else? MVMI? Oh, the Military Institute. Okay, if you have to go to war, tell them to give you double the pay they're giving now. And totally armored vehicles and bulletproof vests. Tell them we want no prosthetics coming back. We believe in peace, okay? And if we're fighting, let's make sure we're fighting for freedom. And we're not fighting for corporations so they can make more money. Okay, so we'll be real clear on that. Okay? Because it's not always about freedom.
Pues el pueblo ya se encontró.
¡Que viva Dolores Huerta! ¡Que viva Pati López! Y todos nuestros líderes, que esperemos que nos lleven a un mejor futuro, especialmente a los trabajadores primero y a los comerciantes después. Con eso vamos a empezar. No sé si el concejal, our council member, Felipe Fuentes, councilman, 7th District, a man who is looking out for our community, working hard to improve it. A big round of applause for council member Felipe Fuentes.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody feeling? Oh, you can do louder than that. Is UFCW in the house? Is Cheerla in the house? Are the people who love Cesar Chavez in the house? It is my distinct honor to represent this council district in the beautiful city of Los Angeles. Welcome to all of you to Mission Hills. On behalf of myself, the Mission Hills Neighborhood Council, we're so excited to be hosting the 22nd year of this beautiful rally, this important march, and this very important dialogue that we have to continue to have in Los Angeles. Cesar Chavez means an awful lot to all of us in many different ways. But for me, it's very simple. I think of just one phrase in my mind. It's not to be submissive. It's about never being submissive, whether it's in the workplace demanding dignified health care, wages. It's never being submissive. Whether it's being in your community wanting to see change and see improvement, it's about never being submissive. When it's time for elections, time for us to assert our rights, our civil rights, it's about never being submissive. So for me, to celebrate Cesar Chavez in this rally, on this march, on this day, it's very important. But it's a reminder to all of us to never, ever be submissive. Do you agree? Yeah. Do you agree? Yeah. ¿Se puede? Yeah. ¿Se puede? Yeah. ¿Se puede? Yeah. So I'm very excited to be here with so many leaders. Soon, in short order, you're going to hear from our great mayor. You're going to hear from a fantastic councilwoman, Nuri Martinez. Give her a big round of applause. And you're going to hear from a lot of different people, but somebody that's incredibly special to me as well, as a real leader, as a real example, somebody who has given so much of herself for working men and women. Maria Elena Durazo, give her an early applause. Lastly, I want to thank all of you, the committee that puts together this beautiful day, this march, this rally. Give them, the organizers, the people who put this event together, a very loud applause and thank you. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day. So, he's on time. Of course he is. It's my absolute pleasure to bring up somebody who's been leading Los Angeles for many years now. Somebody who's a real Angelino who understands the needs of the city of Los Angeles, the priorities, and somebody who has been very bold for the city of Los Angeles in many fields. But recently, he's helping advance the conversation for putting a minimum wage that makes it so that people can live with dignity, so that people can live with resolve and the resources that they need. It's my distinct honor to bring up to the stage Mayor Eric Garcetti.
Good morning, buenos días. How's everybody doing? ¿Cómo están? Well, thank you everybody. Muchísimas gracias por venir. I want to thank my friend Felipe Fuentes for the introduction. Let's give Felipe another round of applause. El gran concejal. I want to also thank a few other folks. You're going to hear from her in a second, but Nuri Martinez, our great council member as well. Give Nuri Martinez un aplauso, por Cesar Chavez Commemorative Committee as well for putting this together. A special thanks to Alex Reza. Where's Alex gone to? 75 years young and still going strong. Now give him a better round of applause than that. He's the man who's put this in and year out. I want to thank Committee Chair Julie Gonzalez this year for getting everything moving, and Pueblo y Salud Executive Director as well, Ruben Rodriguez. And of course, the great Chicano Studies departments from around the city. Are you a Chicano Studies major? Make some noise. All right. We are here today to celebrate a great American. I drove down from the Central Valley this morning. I was up there last night visiting family. And you can see on those fields that the struggle continues today. We can see what has happened in this country when we get closer to the dream, but we also see how far the dream is still away from us today. So I want to talk to you about two things today. One is a minimum wage that is a decent wage. Because this is the moment. Cesar Chavez is not just a life, it is not just a part of history, it is a part of today. Are you ready to make history? Yeah! Are you ready to raise the wage in LA? Yeah! Because it is time for us. $17,700 full-time is not enough money to be able to survive in this town. Even when you double that, or have two parents who triple or quadruple that, you have to decide between the rent and clothes for your kids, between paying your phone bill and whether you ever get to go out to dinner. We need our economy and our main streets to get a boost, but we need 1 million people to be lifted out of poverty. So I'm going to ask you again, are you with me to raise the wage, LA? The City Council has started its discussions, and we've got two great council members who support raising the wage here today. But we have to make sure that we get that vote in the next couple months to raise the wage, to make sure that folks for the next 2 years can continue to keep pace with what they've lost. You see, Americans, our productivity has gone up. Great workers like our UFCW members right here. Both of my grandparents were UFCW members. One, an immigrant from Mexico who came over the border in his grandmother's arms. The second one, the daughter of immigrants from Mexico who came here. Because UFCW gave them a decent wage, I am the 42nd mayor of this city today. That's what union membership does, and that is what a decent wage does for all of us. But second, Cesar also fought for the rights of immigrants. And I want to invoke my grandparents, Salvador y Juanita. You see, my grandpa Sal only became a citizen because he volunteered in World War II to fight for this country, joined the U.S. Army, and came back here as a citizen. Even though he had lived here all his life since he was 1 year old. He was a dreamer before we had the term dreamers. And my grandmother Juanita was one of 19 children. You can tell she was a Chicana, right? 19 children in her family. And her brothers and sisters moved here from Arizona because just like Cesar during the deportations that happened during the Depression, they saw family members who were picked up, American-born Latinos who were deported to Mexico. And so they came here for a better life because they were able to go from being immigrants to Americans. This year, Los Angeles is fighting back against those that would close the door to DACA and DAPA and normalization for our students, for our parents, and for those folks that are our community here. In fact, I got Mayor de Blasio and myself from New York City to join in the fight against Texas, against the United States of America. And over 30 mayors signed on, and we are going to win this case in court. And we're going to get 550,000 Angelinos to normalize their status with your help. In our libraries, in our community centers, in our rec and parks facilities like this, through our unions, through our community groups, and through LAUSG through our schools. Are you with me for this? Is it time for 500,000 Americans, the most ever in history here, to become Americans? A path all the way to citizenship. Are you with me? Because what Cesar Chavez fought for was not history in the past. It is the fight today. La lucha continua. La visión continua. Y necesitamos su ayuda. Necesitamos su trabajo. Necesitamos su asistencia. We need you to be there to march. That's what this march is about today. I couldn't be prouder to be the grandson of immigrants who came here, who fought for a decent wage, and who fought to be Americans. But we know that fight continues. ¿Se puede?
Sí se puede.
¿Se puede?
Sí se puede.
¿Se puede?
Sí se puede.
Let's go. Adelante. We can do this together. Thank you so much and have a great march, everybody.
Let's hear it one more time for Mayor Garcetti. He's on the right side of all the issues that affect our community. He's been working very, very hard on educational issues, on community safety issues, and has been a champion for $15 an hour raise for hotel workers, and hopefully continues to be a champion for a $15 minimum wage for everybody that is not earning that kind of money yet. Okay, I would like a big round of applause for Councilwoman Nuri Martinez.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Wow, I can't believe I remember back in 1994 when we were originally starting to do the March of Cesar Chavez. Is that almost 22 years ago? Are we at the 22? 22 years today we started organizing in the Northeast Valley to commemorate the life of Cesar Chavez. Let's give a big round of applause to the Cesar Chavez Commemorative Committee. My husband Jay was one of the original organizers, and his students at CSUN and San Fernando High School were proud Tigers. Where are the Tigers? We've always been involved in making sure that the legacy of Cesar Chavez lives on in generations to come. I am so proud to be the only woman on the city council, but I'm even more prouder to stand with my brothers and sisters from the hotel industry, HERE, Unite, where are you? We fought and we won a raise of $15 an hour to increase the minimum wage for hotel workers last year, thanks to their fight. Let's give them a big round of applause to our Unite here, brothers and sisters. And we are currently need all of your help to ensure that the families of the Northeast San Fernando and the San Fernando Valley also have a voice, and ensuring that workers in this city make a decent wage. In my district, we make 23% less than the average worker in the city of Los Angeles. The majority of these workers are women. Women who are single moms trying to make ends meet for their kids. When I drop off my daughter at childcare and I pick her up at 6 in the evening, half of those children in daycare are still there because their parents do not get out of work until 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. Why? Because they're having to work 2 jobs to be able to make ends meet. We deserve a living wage, and our workers deserve to make $15 an hour in the city of Los Angeles. And we are going to fight and make sure that our families turn out on Tuesday for the hearing that we are having in Van Nuys City Hall to ensure that all of our families get the information needed and that we put the pressure necessary to make sure this becomes the reality. You know, I am very proud that my mom and dad who live in Pacoima, my father was a dishwasher who never drove in his life and made minimum wage. My mother was a factory worker who later got laid off from Price Pfister. She was able to make a living wage and was making $13 an hour when that factory moved to Mexico. We have got to do better by our families. We have got to do better by this valley. We've got to do better by working families to ensure that they have a decent wage and make a decent living, and make sure that they can earn $15 an hour and be able to raise their children when they get home from work. Can we count on your support to ensure that workers in this city are represented? Thank you very much. Again, congratulations to the Commemorative Committee on 22 years of the legacy of Cesar Chavez. Let's continue to organize and continue to represent and be the voice of the San Fernando Valley. En español, muchísimas gracias. Estoy muy orgullosa de ser la única mujer en el concilio de la ciudad de Los Ángeles, pero más orgullo me da ver peleado el año pasado para que se incremente el salario mínimo para los empleados de los hoteles. Hay que darle un gran aplauso a la unión de HERE que representan a los hoteleros en Los Ángeles, y también hay que seguir peleando para un incremento $15 la hora para los trabajadores de esta ciudad de Los Ángeles. Merecemos trabajos que nos paguen decente, merecemos que nuestras familias vivan una vida adecuada y que nuestras familias no tengan que trabajar más de 2 trabajos para poder sostener a sus familias. Hay que seguir luchando, organizándonos, y muchísimas gracias por estar aquí. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nuri. Now there's some leadership. Any of you women going to be running for office in the future? Let's hear it. Okay, it's great that Nuri is there, but remember, there's 15 council members. 15 council members, only 1 woman on the city council. And I think women make up more than 50% of the population, so kind of think about that, okay? So you got to get out there. You got to get out there. So, you know, the theme has been raising our wages. So let me try and tie it in, because, you know, when Nuri mentioned we've been organizing this for 22 years, I realized that half of you here aren't 22 years old. You know? Half of you weren't even born yet when we started this struggle. And the struggle continues, and the struggle will probably keep going, because you are going to be working someplace, and hopefully you will be making a living wage. Okay? And if you're not, then you have to organize a union if they don't have one where you work. And if they have one, you make sure that you join that union, you make that union strong. Because without unity, hey, they can lay you off tomorrow just because you want a little more money, and who cares, you know? But let me bring somebody up that comes from the workers, that comes from who I consider our community, that community that's been working hard, and who just had a great victory. Our new Assemblywoman, please help me welcome Pati Lopez, Assembly Member 39th District, la assemblista del Distrito 39. Pati.
Because, like I said in my campaign, you know, I'm not only going to promise things, I'm going to do things. And I'm really proud that only I'm the 5 Latinas in Sacramento. And one of my bills already is for childcare, you know. And we need to really put something on the table so our families really benefit from that. I've been active for the past 20 years in my community, never thought to be in this position. But, you know, the fight to keep the 20 schools in our district, like 3 years ago, really made me run for this position to give the opportunity for those kids that are not making to graduate from high school. Give the opportunity to families that really want to learn the language, you know. I have 4 kids, and all my kids are already graduate. I have my last one here with me, and my fight will continue until my community have what we deserve. And muchísimas gracias. Quiero reconocer a Hermandad Mexicana que está con nosotros, la señora Bercorona, y también mi grupo Team Party, que estamos trabajando 200% para nuestra comunidad. Mi compromiso está en la asamblea para traer beneficios para nuestra comunidad. Muy orgullosa, y aquí tienen una servidora pública que cuando está en Sacramento está representándolos el 100%, porque gracias a ustedes, a las personas que votaron por mí, yo voy a hacer con toda mi humildad y con todo mi corazón para que en verdad tengamos esos salarios que valgan la pena. $15 no son suficientes. Los seniors necesitan más apoyo. Nuestros trabajadores de la unión necesitamos apoyarlos. Así que yo voy a tratar a la asamblea hacer lo mejor que pueda, y con su apoyo vamos a seguir adelante. Muchísimas gracias, y ¡viva Cesar Chavez! ¡Sí se puede!
Gracias, Pati. Thank you. Okay, guys, let me introduce someone that represents us on the school board, someone who is fighting for better education. Give a big round of applause for Monica Ratliff.
so if we could give them a big round of applause for inspiring all of us. Thank you. So I want to make it brief. I know you've been standing here in the sun for a while. I wanted to give a big shout out to our high schools. We got Arleta, we got Monroe, we got San Fernando, we got SFIM. I also wanted to let everybody know that our Arleta school just recently participated in the Aspen Challenge, and they created We Upstanders. I stand, you stand, we stand against bullying. I know that bullying is something that's really important in terms of fighting it at all our schools and in our communities. So I ask that you join Arleta in this fight. I also wanted to bring greetings from the school board. We have actually been very proud to stand with workers in terms of a $15 minimum wage. We signed an agreement with SEIU Local 99 expressing our support and our desire to make sure that our own workers did receive $15 an hour overtime, and so we're really proud of that. And I appreciate the mayor's efforts for this, and I appreciate Councilman Fuentes and Councilwoman Martinez and their leadership in this area as well. Finally, I wanted to let you know that I am here for you. The whole reason my office exists is to help you. And so if there's anything that we can do to help you have a better experience with the schools, I ask that you please contact my office. So I'm Monica Ratliff, and you can look on the school board website, LAUSD, find my picture, click on it, and send me an email. We're happy to help you. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to many more years of this march and this rally and remembering what we can do when we stand together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Monica. Next, I would like to bring up a member of UTLA. Okay, let me put this: United Teachers of Los Angeles. That's their reunion. So let me put it in perspective. And Monica is their boss. So I want you to. I find this interesting. So I think they're in contract negotiations. So I hope they come into a fair and equitable agreement to help the students and to get way better wages, I guess. Anyways, please welcome Colleen Schwab, Vice President of Secondary Education. Welcome, Colleen.
Thank you. Thank you. Buenos días todos. Yo soy Colleen Schwab. Yo soy la vicepresidente del sindicato de UTLA. Aquí tenemos maestros y están presentando los estudios étnicos. So, todos los maestros aquí, levanten sus manos, por favor. Yeah, aplausa, por favor. Sí, es verdad que UTLA está luchando por las escuelas y especialmente los servicios que todas las familias y los estudiantes deben tener. Más consejeros, enfermeras y todos los servicios. Y como dijo Cesar Chavez, la educación es muy importante y queremos decir una educación gratis y por todas las familias y todos los miembros en nuestras ciudades. UTLA is fighting for a contract that includes services of nurses, librarians, counselors, for everyone, because we know, as Cesar Chavez said, how important education is for every member of this city and of our great country. Gracias y buena suerte con todo, y con ustedes la huelga posible y la lucha sigue. Por favor. Adiós. Thank you.
Thank you.
¡Viva UTLA!
¡Viva UTLA! ¡Que viva los maestros! Applause. A supporter, a great helper, Andres Chavez.
How's everybody doing today? Se puede! Se puede! Good. Well, this year marks the 50th anniversary of the Delano grape strike, and we're glad that the work still continues here in San Fernando. A special thanks on behalf of my grandmother Helen, the Cesar Chavez family, the entire farm worker movement, to the Cesar Chavez Commemorative Committee, and all the people of the San Fernando Valley for continuing to commemorate the life and legacy of my grandfather, but more importantly for continuing to fight for justice for all people and continuing to fight for equality for all people. It is obvious today because of the theme of the march, a living wage for all. But there's also a lot of different ways we can help people. One way we can help people is join our brothers from UFCW in their boycott against El Super, because El Super no es super. And we also have to join our brothers and sisters from the UFW with their big fight against Growlin Farms. So thank you all very much. Si se puede, and enjoy the march.
Gracias, Andres. Thank you. Right before we go into a hearing about some of the issues that the workers are actually facing, we want you to listen to this song. It was written by the man to my back behind me, a little to the right, Mr. Leo Salazar, who was a teacher at San Fernando vice principal at San Fernando Middle School, and then went on to be principal at Belvedere in East LA, that other town. Anyways, he wrote this song a while back, quite a while back, maybe more than 22 years, okay? But it's called We Are Workers, Somos Trabajadores, and I think it goes to exactly why we're here today.
How's everyone doing? Good? All right, here we go. You can dance. We don't charge to dance. You can dance. Have a good time. We are los sencillos. Here we go. Somos trabajadores y contribuidores. Somos trabajadores de esta sociedad.
La economía es la situación y los left, professor at California State University, Northridge, founder of Mariachi, Conjunto de Mariachi Aztlán, Mr. Eberto Ruiz. Next to him, the multi-talented, playing bass, playing the bell at the same time, if anybody noticed. Not everybody can do that, huh? More cowbell! More cowbell! Mr. Manny Mendoza. The gentleman to my left here, well, my son, sometimes he doesn't want me to say that, but he can't deny it. My son, a teacher at Pacoima Charter Elementary, Ernie Rodriguez. The man with the drums, who always complains that I'm too wide and people never see him. You know. Actually, a wizard on electronics, computers, everything, works for Department of Water and Power. So if the rates get too high, talk to him.
Don't talk to me.
Mr. Carlos Pola on the drums and vocals.
Thank you.
And a man to my right, one of the founders of this band back longer than 22 years. In the 70s, I think 74, right out of California State University, our alma mater, Mr. former principal, Mr. Leo Salazar. Let us touch
and of
now.
Course, no. We have to introduce him, right? I mean, because you guys don't know him. You know, who is he? Who is this guy? Of course, another one of the founders of the group.
He's the guy with the ponytail.
A guy with a ponytail. And we used to be at 10 before. Now we're both double zeros. Mr. Ruben Rodriguez.
Gracias, Diego. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's get to the heart of the matter. No changes in the program, Alex. No more. Yeah, we're gonna. Okay. Not only a lot of people have contributed to this, but let me just do it now. The stage we have was through Supervisor Sheila Q, our new supervisor for our district here. Okay. Thank you. Let me bring up someone then. The cause of the moment, the issue of the moment, okay? This is relates to something that's to some of the stores we shop at right here. Okay, right here, locally and throughout LA. But this is a very powerful company, and there's a boycott going on, and we're asking everybody to support that boycott. But to give you more details and hopefully ask you to join the cause, to support this cause of our brothers and sisters that are working with low salaries, absolutely no benefits, and sometimes not even a 40-hour work week. We just struggle to do that. Mr. Rigoberto Valdez, Rigo, United Food and Commercial Workers, 77.
Buenos días. Buenos días. ¿Cómo estamos? Bien, no les voy a quitar mucho tiempo. I don't want to take too much time. How many of you shop at El Super? ¿Cuántos compran en el Super? Okay. Los trabajadores del Super tienen un gran problema. Aquí tenemos dos. Fermín Rodríguez, al que corrieron por empezar y a iniciar y hablar sobre el boicot para alzar los salarios de sus trabajadores. This is Fermín Rodríguez, and he was fired from El Super for fighting to raise his wages, benefits, and working conditions. ¿Eso está bien? Is that good? No. And that's why we're asking you not to shop at El Super. So, how many of you are not going to shop at El Super? All right. How many of you that were shopping at El Super are not going to shop at El Super anymore? All right. That's what we like to hear. This is Señora Guadalupe. She's also a member of UFC DPW Local 770, and she's fighting for respect and dignity on the job. Es señora Guadalupe y ella está peleando, es miembro de UFSW 770 y está peleando por dignidad y mejores salarios en su trabajo. ¿La apoyamos? Sí. ¿Se puede? ¡Se puede! ¡Se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Boycott el Super! ¡Gracias! ¡Apóyenos! ¡Boycott en el Super!
¡Se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede!
¡Sí se puede! Gracias. Gracias.
Thank you, Rigo. Gracias, y hay que apoyar a los trabajadores del Local Food, United Food and Commercial Workers, ¿ok? Es muy importante su batalla. Sin el boicot, a veces no se puede ganar. Recuerden, aquellos que se acuerden, los campesinos, la Unión de Cesar Chavez ganó debido a un boicot que llegó a un nivel internacional donde la gente no compraba uvas. One of the biggest weapons in a negotiation or when it comes to a strike is the boycott, because that's the only way you can pressure the owners to negotiate with you, is if you stop buying their product. So please, going along with the theme of the unions, a woman that's been involved formerly with LA County Federation of Labor and now is working on immigration issues, is from Unite Here. Please, a big round of applause for a woman that's been at the forefront of the struggle since the United Farm Worker Days, Maria Elena Durazo. Take your time, Marilena. It's too hot out there. Okay, y algunos de los trabajadores de la Unión de Campesinos.
Okay. Hello, everybody! I know it's hot, right? But we're ready to march. We're ready to march. We're ready to march, and I am so proud to be standing here with a group of farm workers. A group of farm workers who have a union. A group of farm workers who are represented by the union that Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta started. The United Farm Workers of America. And they work for a company just 20 miles from here. You know, when we talk about Cesar Chavez, it's about what he did not only 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's about what Cesar Chavez is doing today in Los Angeles, in Oxnard, in the Central Valley, all over the country. He's reminding us of how we've got to keep on the fight. We have got to keep on fighting for raising our wages, right? Raising the wages. You know, it's hard work to organize and get what we deserve. It's hard work for the workers at El Super to keep on day after day after day, even when they're threatened by the bosses, to keep on fighting and not give up. That's what Si Se Puede means. You don't give up. And the only way we're going to get what we deserve, even when the boss says, I'm never going to let you have a union. I'm never going to pay $15 an hour. I'm never going to give you a pension plan. He's trying to say, I got so much money, I got so much power that I can do whatever I want to do. You know what Cesar Chavez said to that? And I'll quote you. He said, our struggle's not easy. Those who oppose our cause are rich, and they're powerful, and they have many allies in higher places. We were poor. we have few allies. But we have something that the rich do not. We have our bodies and our spirits and the justice of our cause as weapons. That's what we have going for us. We don't need all that goddamn money. We got our bodies and our spirits. So sisters and brothers, it is workers, when workers stand up and really sacrifice, that's what Cesar stood for as well. You know, it's when men and women are strong, when courageous immigrants fight for their rights, like housekeepers in the hotels, or car wash workers, and super workers. All of this reminds us how courageous our community is. And we have got to use that courage to keep on moving forward. We cannot allow poverty to keep growing. We have got to fight against poverty. Everybody that you know should be fighting to raise our wages. Everybody that you know, when they see a picket line, don't cross a picket line ever in your life. Never. Because it's through picket lines that we win the dignity of our work and we win respect. And every time you see people leafleting or picketing or marching, you show respect for them. That's the way to show respect for Cesar Chavez. Not just in slogans, not just put his name on a school, not just put his name, you know, up there in his picture, but make it meaningful, make it stand for something. So sisters and brothers, my heroes today, yeah, there's Cesar Chavez, it's Dolores Huerta, but Cesar Chavez reminded us that it's common people doing uncommon things. So one of my heroes is my father. My father, who came to this country and worked in the fields. He had 11 kids. He would work from sunup to sundown. He taught us hard work should be respected. He's my hero. And so are the heroes, my heroes at El Super. My heroes here are the farm workers. My heroes, the hotel workers. My heroes, the immigrants. My heroes in the LGBT community. My heroes in the environmental community. Everybody who is sacrificing. And lastly, I want to say to the young people. There are young people here today? I don't hear them. How about from San Fernando High School? From Arleta High School? From Vaughn Learning Center? The danzantes, los músicos que están aquí. We all together are a movement and we're very powerful. And right now when we take off, let's remember a few things. There are workers, farm workers at Carawan, farm workers in Fresno. You know what? All they're saying is, let me have the freedom to have a union. And in Los